In the heart of the 20th century, a storm was brewing in Europe. One that would reshape the world. From 1939 to 1941, Germany's military machine seemed unstoppable, a juggernaut that conquered nation after nation with breathtaking speed. But how? What made the German war machine so devastatingly effective in the early years of World War II? The answers are complex, woven into the very fabric of German industry, strategy, and society. This isn't just a story of tanks and planes, it's a story of innovation, ideology, and a radical new way of waging war. Let's rewind to the aftermath of World War I. The Treaty of Versailles had shackled the German military, limiting its size and banning key technologies like tanks, submarines, and an air force. But where others saw restriction, a new generation of German military thinkers saw opportunity. Men like Heinz Guderian didn't just want to rebuild the old army, they wanted to create something entirely new. They secretly studied and developed theories, often using mock-ups like wooden tanks and even bicycles in their drills, practicing tactics for a war that was, officially, forbidden. This period of clandestine development fostered incredible creativity and a forward-thinking mindset, and burdened by the old traditions that held back other European armies. When the rearmament began in earnest in the mid-1930s, this theoretical groundwork exploded into reality. The result was the Blitzkrieg, or lightning war. It was a revolutionary concept. Instead of the static trench warfare of the past, Blitzkrieg was about speed, surprise, and decisive action. The core idea was to use concentrated armored divisions, the Panzer supported by tactical air power from the Luftwaffe's Stuka dive bombers, to smash through a narrow section of the enemy's front line. Think of it like a spearhead. Once this armored spear broke through, it wouldn't stop to fight the main enemy force. Instead, it would race deep into the enemy's rear, wreaking havoc. It would cut supply lines, sever communication networks, and encircle entire armies, causing chaos and panic. The slower-moving infantry divisions would then follow up to mop up the surrounded and demoralized enemy forces. This strategy completely bypassed the static defense doctrines that countries like France had spent fortunes on, rendering fortifications like the Maginot Line almost irrelevant. To execute the Blitzkrieg, you need the right tools, and German industry delivered. The Messerschmitt Bf 109 was one of the most advanced fighter planes of its time, dominating the skies in the early years. The Panzer tanks, while not always the most heavily armored, were designed for speed and reliability, perfect for the rapid advances the Blitzkrieg demanded. But it wasn't just about the quality of individual machines, it was about how they worked together. The Germans perfected combined arms tactics. A tank commander could call in an airstrike from a Stuka dive bomber almost on demand, thanks to excellent radio communication that was integrated down to the company and platoon level. This level of coordination was years ahead of the Allies, who often had their air force, tanks, and infantry operating as separate and coordinated entities. None of this would have been possible without the German soldier. From the highest general to the lowest private, the German military emphasized a concept known as Auftragstaktik, or mission-type tactics. This was a philosophy of command that empowered leaders at all levels. A commander would be given a clear objective, a mission, but how they achieved it was left to their discretion. This fostered incredible flexibility, initiative, and adaptability on the battlefield. If a junior officer saw an unexpected opportunity, they didn't need to wait for orders from high command. They were trained and trusted to seize the moment. This allowed German units to react to changing battlefield conditions far more quickly than their more rigid, top-down Allied counterparts. The average German soldier was also highly trained, disciplined, and motivated, especially in the early years, believing they were fighting for their nation's revival. The economic and industrial story is just as crucial. Under the Nazi regime, Germany's economy was systematically geared for war long before the first shots were fired. Through programs like the Four-Year Plan, directed by figures like Hermann Goering, resources were funneled into rearmament. Factories were retooled, synthetic resource production was ramped up to counter potential blockades, and the entire nation was put on a war footing. This head start was a massive advantage. While Britain and France were still debating the politics of rearmament, Germany was already mass-producing the weapons of the next war. When Germany conquered countries like Czechoslovakia and France, it didn't just gain territory, it captured their industries, arsenals, and resources, further fueling its war machine. The Skoda works in Czechoslovakia, for instance, became a vital producer of high-quality tanks for the German army. However, the very factors that made Germany so effective in the early war also contained the seeds of its eventual defeat. Blitzkrieg was designed for short, decisive campaigns against enemies who could be quickly overwhelmed. It was not sustainable for a long, drawn-out war of attrition. When Germany invaded the Soviet Union in 1941, it faced a country with vast territory, a massive population, and an industrial base that could be moved far beyond the reach of the panzers. The Lightning were bogged down in the mud and snow of the Eastern Front. Furthermore, Germany's industrial capacity, while impressive, was ultimately dwarfed by the combined might of the Allied powers. Especially after the United States entered the war, the American industrial powerhouse could simply outproduce Germany in every category, from ships and planes to trucks and ammunition. German technological advantages in areas like jet fighters and V-2 rockets came too late and in too few numbers to turn the tide. The Nazi ideology, which fueled the initial motivation, also led to catastrophic strategic blunders and alienated potential allies. Ensuring Germany would fight alone against a global coalition, the system was brilliant for a sprint, but completely unprepared for a marathon. So, why was Germany so effective? It was a perfect storm of factors, a revolutionary military doctrine in the Blitzkrieg, advanced technology integrated through combined arms, a highly trained and empowered soldiery practicing mission-type tactics, and an economy single-mindedly focused on war. They threw out the old rulebook and wrote a new one, catching their opponents completely off guard. Their early victories were a terrifying display of modern warfare's potential. But their system was brittle, designed for quick victory and unable to withstand the pressures of a global, protracted conflict. The story of Germany's effectiveness in World War II is a powerful lesson in both innovation and hubris, a reminder that a brilliant beginning does not guarantee a successful end. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into military history. If you found this fascinating, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious.